Welcome and thank you for tuning in to the Mind Life channel. This is John and I'm here to present this week's video, and we are talking about envy. The Mind Life channel talks about what consumes us, what encapsulates our minds so we can untangle them to better make sense of what is a convoluted world. Whether we deny or acknowledge it, we are all consumed by envy, as our will to envy is literally endless. And envy is something that has a correlation between our progression through history, and so much that it has enveloped an anxiety, or what British philosopher Alain De Botton calls a status anxiety. And I find the philosophy of Alain De Botton so enriching, as not only does he explain things so clearly, there is also so much emotional intelligence that we can gather from it. And what this video will explain is that while we are all subject to envy, we can also balance our desires and expectations as part of a process of what Alain De Botton calls a psychology of satisfaction. So I hope this kindles your interest, and if so, please press the like button, leave your comments, and also click the notifications button. And most importantly, subscribe to the Mind Life channel. I give you our embellishment of envy, and I look forward to seeing you on our next journey. We have been blessed with 2,000 years of progress since the dawn of our kind. It has improved our way of life on an infinite scale, from cornflakes to can openers, to smartphones and artificial intelligence. And just like everything in life, the more we achieve, the more we desire. It is part of our nature. And as the world improves, it duly rises our recognition for reward and the embellishment of envy that goes with it. This unearths an anxiety, but not just an anxiety of the common, but a status anxiety. Courtesy of philosopher Alain De Botton, this video will break down one of life's most ardent phenomena, our tendency to envy. It will tell us how envy encapsulates us and how we can still live with ourselves through it. How do we then determine if what we have is enough? From what we compare against others. We cannot, though, compare ourselves with the divine rule of a king and queen, but only from others we deem as our equals. People whom we consider ourselves to be like, who we frequently associate, or perhaps we see in social media. And yet, to be constantly reminded of the achievements of others, of who has a better car, bigger house, or a better suited partner, will it then produce an undeniable welt of anxiety and resentment? As we are free, we can do almost anything in order to achieve our pinnacle, where it is not the act of failure that disturbs us. It is when we fail at something we expect ourselves to achieve. So how are we able to live through such convulsions of envy? It would be to steady our expectations and to consider the worth of our desires. As our desires are often spontaneous, and while heeding to our emotions is a part of the fabric of life, we can also consider the weight of our expectations. Is it fruitful? Is it reasonable? Is it realistic? To allow reflection to ponder our motives further. As it is this primacy of our desires versus the weight of our expectations that forms what De Botton calls a psychology of satisfaction. It would be easy for us to empty our envies by simply denying our desires. Our will to desire, though, is something that is nourished from our nature. And what we can derive from all of this is that we can appreciate that our desires are neither a beauty nor beast, but an aspect of ourselves that we can see through and determine what costs and benefits it brings. Where, if our envy spurs us into positive action to fulfill our better life, to determine a brighter future, then we can harness his power for the better. If envy, though, drives us into a well of resentment, we are then best to set these desires aside. As our desires form the ultimate salvation of our insecurities, it is our comfort among chaos, or our wisdom among madness.